welcome to your online class. Today you are welcome to your next civics class. We have lot of gap in between, that type of problem was there. That's why after 5-6 days, I think so, I am taking your class again. And for your recap, for your review, I'm just going to tell you few of the points that I have explained in your chapter, that the Indian Constitution. I'm just telling you again that first I told you definition of Constitution, that is the written document by which all rules and regulations are written on that book, and all part means those are the representative, and we also the Indian citizen. We have to follow that rules strictly. We have to obey that rules. Next, I told you why a democratic country need a constitution, and afterwards you also learned, previously I send you videos, there also you have learned about the contradictory constitution of Nepal, what kind of constitution was there when monarchy was there, and afterwards when people became democratic, what kind of changes occurred in that place. Now, today I am going to tell you what is the purpose of the constitution. Means what is the aim or target of the constitution. First of all, trust and coordination of people, means all having trust on each other, and they do all work as a teamwork. They should be coordinate with each other. Next one, it serves a set of rules and regulation to govern the nation. Means constitution is such kind of book where sets of rules and regulations are written there, by which government means govern the nation. Nation means our country. There they have to govern, means rule our country. Next one point, it defines country's political system, structure of the government, composition and the power of government. Means it tells the nature of the country. Fine, it defines country's political system, structure of government, composition and power of government. Next one, it also defines the limit of powers of the government and guarantees the rights to citizen, safeguards the minority from domination of majority. Means here our fundamental rights, mainly 6 fundamental rights also be guaranteed there, and here those are the more in the society, those living in more number there, they not able to dominate over the people, those are the less community in the society. That's why they also make some safeguards. Fine, that is the purpose, another purpose there. Next one, I am going to move your next topic, that is about the most important topic, key features of the constitution. In your book, though so many features are there, and you know that Indian constitution is the lengthiest constitution, and that features actually we adopted from different countries like USA, Ireland, Canada. These are the countries we just adopted their ideals from there. And in your book it is explained, it is given about the 5 main key features there. First one is of federalism, second one given about the parliamentary form of government, third one separation of powers, fourth one fundamental rights, and fifth one about the secularism. These are the 5 features, key features only given in your book. Now I am moving federal form of government. Fine. First, definitely you have to know what is the meaning of the word federal form of government. And this ideal we adopted from USA, United States of America. We adopted this ideal from that country. What is the meaning? For next, you have to know what is the meaning of the word federal form of government. You also have to read this one when you will be in class 10th. Same, your first chapter in civics given about the federalism. Fine. So that existence of more than one level of government means if in a country not only single government there, like only be central government or maybe dominated by the any state government, that time we cannot call that form of government as the federal form of government, when power mainly distributed different level of government. That is the, like in our country, 3 levels of government there. First of all, central government, next state government, and local or the Panchayati Raj. Already you read in 6th standard about the Panchayati Raj. So in India, 3 tier of governments, 3 levels of government are here. That is known as the federal form of government. Now I am moving to the features of federal structure of government. First of all, just now I told you, first is about in India 3 tier of government existed here. Central level, state level, village level or Panchayati Raj. Fine. Now, each state in India enjoys autonomy in exercising power on certain issues. Means in constitution, 3 different subjects are there, different powers are mentioned there. State government can enjoy, not like that ki everything only be they get from the central government. Means few power also be given there to the state government and they can enjoy that. And that the constitution contain the detailed lists of the subjects that each level of government can make laws on it. Fine. In our constitution, 3 lists are there. First of all, union list, then state list, and third one is of concurrent list. So that central government can enjoy most of the power, but few subjects are mentioned there in the constitution that only be enjoyed by the state government autonomously. Fine. Next one, the constitution also specifies the source of income for each level of government, means how much they can income, about their income, like how much tax they can collect and on which subject they can collect taxes. That also be mentioned in the constitution, so that they cannot earn more money, only they have to do work on that criteria only. Next one, under federalism, the states are not merely agent of the federal government. They draw their authority from the constitution as well. Means they cannot do all kind of work by themselves. That only be mentioned, that only be written in the constitution. They only do take decision on that subjects. Fine. This is the authority of the constitution, means that kind of authority mentioned there given by the constitution, they only can apply that. Next one, all persons in India are governed by the laws and policies made by each of these level of government. Means each person here, like any MLA, MP, Prime Minister, President, anybody, they only can be governed by that laws and policies that only be mentioned, specially that laws given. According to that only they can enjoy their power, otherwise they are unable to do anything. Fine. That is the main feature of federalism. So that again I am repeating, 3 tier of government are here. Next of all, income level also be mentioned there. State government also can be enjoy their power, but according to that laws. Next one, they also be collect money from the people. They can collect revenue and taxes from the people, but according to that criteria that only given in the constitution, they cannot make anything by themselves. And everything, authority also be, that only be subjects are mentioned, that only they can enjoy. Like in your school, when you go to your school, if teachers give you any kind of responsibility, any kind of authority just like they make you monitor and they tell you to mind the class, that time only you can apply your power. Like that in constitution also, according to that rules only, that state government enjoy that power. Next one, all persons, they only have to govern, they only can be ruled according to that laws and policies that mentioned in the constitution. Like in your diaries also, that rules, regulations are written, you have to obey that, and you only can be apply that policies. Otherwise you cannot make any law, any kind of rule by yourself. That is known as the federal form of government. Now I am going to your next feature of constitution, that is the parliamentary form of government.